3. So we got the movie I Still Believe is a romance, musical, religious, faith-based movie that is re-releasing, that's right, re-releasing in cinemas, and I went to go see it. It originally came out back in March in 2020. I know, shocker, right? 6 years ago, scary, and I loved how they re-released it during around the same time, so that's pretty cool. It stars KJ Apa and this, of course, this gorgeous, perfect, beautiful girl, but it's all not happy. It's about a true story of Jeremy Camp, who wants to rise up into the ranks with a musician, songwriter, and singer. However, something tragic happens to his love life. Will he overcome these difficulties? What about that aspect with God, religion, and Jesus Christ? Find out as we talk about it. Before we talk about the present, we have to talk about the past. So, like I told you, I saw this opening weekend 6 years ago in March. So I was hungover at that time. My nephew was getting married, and then on Sunday I went to TGI Fridays to get the martinis and a salmon, and I went to go see this movie. I think it was Rosemont the first time I saw it, right? So I'm happy they re-released it back in cinemas, especially around the same time, because back then I was a bad boy. I didn't know what I wanted to do in life. I was still going to school. I was being inside the wrong people, but now I have a dedicated YouTube channel, career, goals. So I actually saw it again hungover. I know, shocker, right? But this time not with martinis, with old fashions, because I was out with a lady friend, you know, dancing the bachata, right? So I truly feel now that I'm a follower of Jesus Christ, that I believe in him, that I talk to him, even though I still sin and am a bad boy doing 50 shades in the bedroom. I wanted to give this review its dedicated slot because God means everything to me. He means a lot to me. So of course I want to show him, hey, yes, there are new releases like Ready or Not 2 and Project Hail Mary that recently came out that would get me a lot of views, but it's not about the views, it's about showing God that, hey, you are here with me in terms of my review channel. And by the way, I'm not wearing it now, but every time I go out to the theaters, you probably have seen me wear my necklace. So I always wear it, but not at home. Off, because usually this is like always supposed to be with like elegance attire or like good going out clothes. Like, yeah, this is filming clothes for inside, but I'm telling you, I am a believer of Jesus Christ, even though I sin, I'm sorry. So we got the characters. We have KJ Apa. He's a good looking guy, no homo, by the way. I saw him from Riverdale. That's the first time I met him, but various across the years that we've seen him, he's done other romance movies, which I absolutely loved as well. I still have not finished the franchise of Riverdale. I know, shocker, right? Times two. He stars as Jeremy Camp, right? He's in college. We see him fall for the perfect, beautiful girl, Melissa. Jeremy wants to level up his life, right? He believes in God. He prays. His family also all religious beliefs, right? He's a musician trying to write his songs, sing in front of people, showing God that miracles and hope do exist, at least from my point of view, from like what I got from the movie. Melissa is played by Britt Robertson. Now, she might sound familiar because guess what? The first time I saw her was The Longest Ride, you know, that cowboy movie that came out 11 years ago. Scary. 11 years ago. Wow, it's been a while since I've seen her. She's probably done other stuff, but usually I cover movies in cinemas or anime and stuff. Do they have chemistry? Honestly, yes, I think they have amazing chemistry. I mean, not only they look good together, but the movie works well because they're combined synergies across multiple screens. You really do feel like they're young actors or actresses in college trying to make this love thing happen. And one of the favorite lines in the movie, if I can just talk to you about it. So KJ Apa, he's on stage, he's singing, they're basically friends right now. And Melissa's telling him, hey, you know, I need a partner. I see myself someone that's dedicated to God and Jesus Christ, right? And so KJ Apa, my favorite line, he says, and of course I would say the same thing too, but now that I know this, he says, maybe God is showing us that we should run towards this and not away from this. And I thought that was so adorable, so amazing, because she literally goes to his dorm room because they're in college, knocks on the door, and just says, okay, one date. And I'm telling you, that is amazing. That's like beautifully done. The faith. There is a moment when KJ Apa, when things turn south, that he's actually trying to talk to God. And the reason why I'm bringing the scene up is because he's on the fence about it, kind of. I mean, he just heard tragic news, right, in the movie, right? And he's in the car. It's after the ocean scene, right? And he's like hitting on the top of his car, right? And he's trying to like pray to him, talk to him. And then I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm just showing you that some people, when they're trying to talk to faith or God, it can be a little bit weird and uncomfortable. And he actually says that in the movie. He's like, this is weird. And a lot of people, I remember when I first started really believing in God and like really trying to follow him, I said that. I'm like, dude, this is weird. Like, it is weird, you know, and I'm not trying to make it feel disrespectful or uncomfortable, but people, when they try to talk to God and like, they think it's weird the first time. And like, sometimes it is, because I'm telling God about like my body stuff or like personal stuff. And like, I don't know how he would react, you know, like sometimes I need his guidance, you know, and like talking about personal things. I mean, he made me. He's the creator. You know, maybe I had outside influences or whatever, but he made me like the core. So yeah, I had to talk to him. And sometimes it's a relatable thing that people, when they try talking to him, it's comfortable to grow, you know, but at the same time, you have to take chances. The vibe, the music is good, hopeful, and calm, and fits the overall narrative structure of the film. I listen to everything mostly, but I live in electronic, EDM, techno, house music. I mean, house music in general. This isn't my forte, although I do appreciate the movies. They should do something like house music, Jesus music. That was good. I mean, I felt good listening to it. Hopeful, faith. I mean, it's not a soundtrack that I'm gonna listen to on Spotify or YouTube. I'm sorry, but I mostly live in like EDX, Cream, you know, Tiesto, that type guy, you know. So this is good music, but it's not like what I was going for. Although I do feel calming, hopeful, energetic, kind of sad vibes throughout the whole like runtime. The tragedy. I'm not trying to sound weird or anything, but the only problem this movie has is, which I wouldn't even consider a problem, is that usually in romance movies, right? The basic situation is that you have boy and girl, they fall in love, right? Then there's a obstacle or something that is not making them be together. I don't know what it is. It could be like distance or trust, or maybe he's out in war, or maybe it's the power dynamic in anime, you know, or it's like, you know, you're working on two different factions under the castles and the queens and they hate each other and stuff. So usually if you've seen the trailers, someone gets sick, and I don't want to ruin it for you. It's not sickness in terms of you can just take ibuprofen, right? This is kind of like cancerous, like detrimental towards the life, right? It's kind of bizarre because they believe in God, and yeah, you know, they're telling him, hey, let's get over this, or what are your plans? Like, we don't know, right? So I feel like they lean on the faith more because he's essential. He's in the beginning, middle, and end. And sometimes some of these scenes are difficult to watch because you just see the love blossoming, but also being destructive, not in terms of like alcohol or drugs, but like, how do you keep going when it hurts like this? I'm not trying to like ruin it for you, but it's showing you how to navigate a relationship when everything is not right, but your faith is stronger than ever, right? I'm not trying to ruin things for you, even though it's a 6-year-old movie. I still want you to understand it. The true story. At the end of the movie, you hear that it's based on a true story when you say through the credits. It was really awesome to see that come in terms of place of showcasing our love and faith for God, but telling us the world about Melissa, like showcasing the story that happened. I do got to give a shout out to Abigail Cohen. She shows up towards the end as Adrian, and basically why I brought her up is because she was so recognizable. She did another religious faith-based movie called Redeeming Love that also came out in January, and I didn't read the book for that one, but she shows up here and she continues the faith because telling her, Jeremy, the time you prayed in the specific scenes, she says, I was the one who changed. So basically the miracle happened for multiple people, right? He says that his current girl was glowing and that she was the one that changed because she just was in a bad situation, and I'm not trying to spoil it for you, but she is very important to Jeremy Camp's character, especially if you stay to the credits and know who he is, and like I'm not gonna ruin for you, but she is important because I don't want to say reincarnation, but the faith still continues. That's all I'm gonna say because I don't want to spoil it for you. My journey. I am a follower and proud believer of Jesus Christ, you know, Christianity. I was Catholic, but Christianity, I'm like in between. So I'm still like talk to him every day, mostly every day. I'm trying to think of a day where I didn't talk to him. No, I always say hi to him. I talk to him about my problems. Sometimes I'm just telling him, hey, you know, we're gonna have a good day today. So even though I'm a bad boy that does 50 Shades still in the bedroom, in the core of my fundamentals, I do believe in him, and I do talk to him about my past, present, future, doubts, fears, hopeful dreams. There was a time in my life where I blamed him when I didn't believe in him, or I hated him because I was going through a life-shattering moments back in 2016, 17, and 18. I started healing, so I blamed him, and I hated that because I didn't understand what he was doing, and he just made me stronger. So I love that he was just like, just ride this hurtfulness, and then you'll be way better without it. So the reason why I wanted to talk about this movie is because it's about God, it's about religion, you know. So to me, yes, the new movies will do a lot of good views, right? But knowing that I'm making this video for him, for me, for the world, to show him, hey, this is an amazing movie with romance, music, and also faith in the believing of Jesus Christ is beautiful. And plus, KJ Apa and Britt Robertson that are starring in it, that came out literally in March of 2020, 6 years ago, and now it's re-releasing again in theaters that I saw it again. Coincidence that I saw the first time hungover, the second time hungover. Of course, now that I have a dedicated YouTube channel, I wanted to show him, hey, you know, you are my passion. You mean a lot to me. You mean everything to me. So yeah, I'm gonna keep grinding on YouTube, but still, I just wanted to show him, hey, who cares about the new movies? There is no life I don't want where God's not in. You know, that's a quote from Regretting You, but I re-engineered it to show God. You know, but yeah, it's true. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm glad they brought this back in theaters. At the end of the day, I'm gonna give this a grade B plus. If you made it this far, I really appreciate it so much. Maybe consider hitting that like button and turning on notifications so you never miss a video. With that, take care. Bye.